Welcome back to 40 Miner. In this video I'm pretty much just going to be saying my thoughts on it, what I think is good, what I think is bad, what I would like to see in the future, that kind of stuff. Okay, I just loaded in the Zarbiland world and I forgot that it was created in a previous update. This is certainly interesting. This is kind of funny. This is when I was trying to build a cube and then died from brain damage. And this is the other stuff that I made. Is the platform still here? Yeah, it is. Wow, this is interesting. So I guess the game tried to generate this snow biome. So that's interesting. I can't believe the platform survived. That's actually kind of funny. Oh, I fell. Yeah, anyway, so I'm just gonna say I really do like this game. I think it's absolutely crazy how interesting it is, even though it's in the fourth dimension, and my brain's still melting about the whole fourth dimension thing. Like, I can't quite get my head wrapped around it. It's still confusing me, but I'm slowly but surely getting there, if you know what I mean. Now, I'm gonna turn shadows on. Apparently that was off, and colored lights, I'll turn that on. That's annoying. I didn't realize that I didn't have that on. And I'm just gonna turn it on easy so there's no monsters. So there should be shadowing and oh, okay, so that's annoying. Didn't realize I had those off. And it looks like there's a light here. Yeah, there you go. There's a flower. That's super cool. Anyway, so what do I like about this game? Like, so far, I really like how not only is it a kind of survival experience, but it also, like, you have to tackle the fourth dimension itself. Like, you can't just waltz on in here and pretend the fourth dimension doesn't exist. Even though they're not that much of a threat, the 4D spiders are there to kill you. And yeah, even though they're not much of a threat, they can still do some damage, especially if you're not paying attention, which is another thing. I wish that, or actually I'll talk about my wishes later, but yeah, I think it's cool how you build a house, it's completely sealed in, but then you die to spiders anyway because they go through a different view plane because they are 4D spiders. So I really like that fact about this game. I think that's really cool and super unique. Now, another thing about this that I really like are pretty much the ways that you can traverse the fourth dimension. Like, we have these 4D glasses and the compass to like help you. The compass is really helpful, and the 4D glasses are super helpful as well because they help like see things, and the compass helps show the coordinates and stuff, which I think is really cool. I also really like the new Ultra Hammer and the solenoid collector, I believe it was called. Oh, and these glow as well. I think that's cool. Yeah, I think that's really cool, especially the fact that not only do they interact in the third dimension where you mind, but also in the fourth dimension as well, because I saw one of you guys comment on that. And yeah, I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but we can jump up 2 blocks instead of the 1 in Minecraft. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's something unique about this game, I guess. Something else about this game that I really like is how simple it is. Like, before this update, we only had 2 biomes, the essentially just pink biome and then the green biome, where they're the same except they just look different, really. Now we've got that, but then also the snow and the desert, which is cool. Adds a little bit of diversity. And the butterflies add a little bit of a challenge to the game. That looks very interesting. So I do like that kind of stuff. In terms of just pretending this is a 3D game, it'd be pretty boring because there's not a lot to do. But just the fact that it's 4D just adds so much to it. Like, I don't know, I feel like it being 4D is just absolutely crazy because you have to wrap your head around it. And yeah, I don't know, that kind of stuff. And yeah, so it's a really good start. This is a demo, so it's obviously not the full game. But yeah, as a demo, it is actually really fun. you've got the fourth dimension to mess around with. Honestly, just infinite spawning, like hills like that, and you can't even do anything except walk around, and then you can also traverse the fourth dimension by scrolling. I think that would just make for a really interesting sort of game. But then this adds like a whole lot more. You can actually collect blocks, you can craft hammers, you can craft iron bars. It's just crazy what you can do in this game. I think it's amazing. Now, with the positives over and done with, it's time to talk about some of the things I don't like about it. Now, I'm not going to talk about it as a demo because it's really buggy. I've seen quite a few bugs. It's quite laggy at some points, and the generation kind of sucks. But that's all because it's a demo made by one person, and I'm not expecting any better. I'm actually really impressed with how well it is so far, considering it's only made by one person. But not looking at that point of view, it's, yeah, what I said just a second ago still applies. But again, I just want to make it clear, I'm not expecting anything more from this. It's amazing as it is, really. Now, not only that, but I do have a couple other issues. I wish, well, this isn't got anything to do with the game really, but I just wish the fourth dimension was a little bit simpler to understand, or maybe just the game could make a way of understanding it a bit easier. Maybe that's just the whole challenge, because I know there are a lot of people out there who play this game who understand it quite well, and you've got people like me who understand it a little bit but not good enough to build like a functioning house that properly works. Like, all I really know to do is just build the house, go to the next view plane, build the house, continue doing that. But then that doesn't really work because you've got, so that's like done the X, Y, and Z for every view plane, but then you've got all the W coordinates as well, so it gets ultra confusing and kind of difficult to do. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but yeah, I just wish it was a little bit easier. Like, I tried to build a whatchamacallit, a tesseract here, but I completely gave up because I had no idea how to really do it. And I don't know, maybe that's just a me thing, and like, if you want to get good at this game, you have to understand the fourth dimension a lot better. So yeah, I can't understand it, and I don't know. I think my conclusion to that statement is that maybe we should just learn fourth dimension if you kind of suck at it and get confused at it. Like, yeah, I don't know. Another thing I don't like about this game is it's supposed to be a survival game, but then it's not really much of a survival game. Like, there's no hunger or thirst or anything on the lines of that. You've only got your health bar, which is in that cool tube thing. I don't know what it's called. And that's cool, but you can just replenish your health so easy. Like, when you get this pickaxe, which is really not that hard, and the iron pickaxe, which is really easy, just 2 hits all the spiders, you can just attack the spiders really easily, and the only reason you would lose health is because you get attacked from behind, or you just don't notice you're being attacked, which is another issue I have, is that you can't really tell if your health is going down unless you're actually looking at the health itself, or if you know it's going down by looking at a spider walk into you. But most of the time, a spider would be behind you, trying to attack you from behind, and so it's kind of hard to tell if you're being attacked. And in the previous video where I was talking about the new update, I did die by a spider, but that's because I was in my inventory looking at something or something like that, and didn't realize I was being attacked because my health was going down, but I didn't realize it because I wasn't looking there because I was doing stuff in my inventory. So that's kind of annoying, and yeah, I don't know. But other than that, I mostly like this game. I feel like I have more positives than negatives in this game. Like, I really do like it a lot. I really like how unique it is. Like, we've got 4D chess in other 4D games, I think, but then this takes it to a whole new level where you're actually in a survival sort of experience and you have to try and survive somehow. And so I think that's really cool. And yeah, it's quite unique in that way. So, final conclusion, I do like this game. I like the demo so far. I would spend quite a lot of time in it. And yeah, there's quite a lot to do. And I can't wait to see how it turns out in the future. Now, this is the part where I talk about what I would like to see in the future of 4dminer. Of course, I'm just a YouTuber who isn't really popular and MashPro probably doesn't even know about. I still feel like I should tell you guys my thoughts, just in case there's anyone out there interested in what I have to say. And I'm not expecting any of this to happen. I don't even know if any of it's a good idea. This is pretty much just what comes to mind. But yeah, the first thing I can think of definitely is an easier way to tell if you're being attacked. Like, I don't know, around the edges of the screen go red, like I said before, or the player makes a hurt sound, or just, I don't know, like a liquid draining sound as your health goes down, like it's draining from the bottle or whatever that is. Like, I don't know, just something along those lines, just to make it a little bit easier to know if you're being attacked or not, just because, yeah, I think that's going to be a genuine issue in the future. Another thing I would like to see in this game would definitely be the fact that it's more difficult. Now, I'm not saying in terms of more mobs or anything, I'm just saying it's really easy to mine in this game because the caves are really big and you can easily find a cave. And even if you don't find a cave, you can easily dodge all the spiders that might attack you, and you can just attack them anyway, and they're not that hard. I don't know, maybe making them a bit faster, a bit more dangerous. Like, I don't really see how you can die in this game other than not paying attention like I was, or accidentally falling into lava. Like, I don't think anyone will die to a spider while trying to fight it with a stick like at the start of the game, because you will kill it most of the time because you can just walk backwards and attack it, and they're slower than you. So I don't know, maybe something to make it a bit better would be to, I don't know, maybe make it so they can stick you with their web, so you get slowed down so they can attack you. You'd have to break free or something. I don't know, something along those lines. Just basically something to make it a little bit more difficult, just because even though this game does have a difficulty, the only real difference is easy and medium, because easy spawns nothing, medium spawns normal spiders, then there's also hard, which spawns quite a lot of spiders, but then you barely see them, and then when you do, you can easily just kill them. But also to make the mining a lot more difficult, like, I don't know, maybe making just deadly ore a lot rarer, something along those lines. I don't know, just some balance changes, to be honest, would be a good idea in my opinion. But again, this is just my opinion. I don't really know how anyone else feels. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. What else I would like to see definitely would be, like, basically just a bunch of stuff like this new update where we got a bunch of bushes, a bunch of biomes, which I definitely know this is what's going to happen. I would like to see it. I'm not complaining or anything, but yeah, I think MashPro is doing a really great job in terms of building this world, and even though it has no story yet, which he is working on, and as we could see in his first video of 4dminer, it's looking quite promising in the way that this is going. But of course, I'm still going to say that I would like to see that happen. Not that I don't think it's not going to happen, but yeah, so that I do think it will happen, and I'm looking forward to it is all I'm really saying. But something more specific I would like to say would probably be a block, or the ability to craft a block that affects all 4 dimensions, like all aspects. So instead of being confused about building a house, you could just build with this particular block that you could use for survival aspects. And for those who actually like building and decorating and stuff, those people are probably the ones who understand the 4th dimension a lot better. So you've kind of got certain blocks for the people like me who don't understand it very well, who just want to build a house and survive. where a block will affect all 4 dimensions, or maybe even like a block that will repel spiders, or I don't know, something that makes it a bit easy. Just straight up a block that could be affected in the 4th dimension. Like you put it down and then you keep on scrolling and it's always there. I feel like that could be a good idea, like a dense cobblestone or dense wood. It requires, I don't know, like 10 of that item or whatever. Maybe it needs a specific ore, or I don't know, water or something. And that actually reminds me, the generation is certainly cool. Nothing wrong about it, but just it doesn't look natural. It doesn't even look like a natural alien planet or anything. Just because I don't know, because like it's really hilly and it's never really open planed. Like you're always really just seeing hills everywhere. And just thinking about Minecraft, it's flat most of the time with the occasional mountainy sort of stuff, and it only really goes up and down occasionally. But when it goes up and down like all the time. I don't know if that's intentional. I don't know if the green biome is supposed to be really hilly and this midnight biome is supposed to also be really hilly. Then you've got the desert and the snow, which is supposed to be flat. I don't know, but also a way to sort of mend them together, just because, I don't know, it's a little weird seeing snow and then just straight up hill, like just normal snow that's kind of flat and then straight up hills that are grassy. I don't know, but that's just some info that I have. I definitely think the textures are super cool. Nothing really to complain and nothing really to hope for. I think there's nothing wrong with them, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. Now, here's the big question. Does this game want a hunger bar or a thirst bar? That's really interesting to me, because if the story is that we are plucked from our 3rd dimension, put into a 4th dimensional world, and we have to survive, then that would make sense to have a hunger and thirst bar, because we're just a normal human. But I don't know if that is good for the game. I don't know if it should be something for the game to expand upon. Like, in the direction this game is headed is that it's more of a, you're in a 4D world, enjoy yourself by getting blocks and decorating, building stuff while trying to survive the spiders, which, let's face it, isn't that difficult. Yeah, I don't know if that's the sort of direction this game is headed, or if the game is trying to make you survive in this 4th dimensional world. If it is, I definitely think like we're a ticking time bomb where we constantly have to do this and this and that, like drink water and eat. And something that if it is going down that path where there should be a hunger bar and all that, it should not do what Minecraft did and actually have a thirst bar, because in Minecraft there's no thirst bar for some reason, and I think that just makes that doesn't exist just to make the game a bit simpler. But for this game, I definitely think it should have both a hunger and a thirst bar if it's going for a more survival aspect. If it's not, obviously I don't think it should have either. Just a health bar should be fine. And yeah, I think if it is going to have a hunger bar of some sort, it should also have a thirst bar, or at least combine the two in some sort of way, or something along those lines. I don't know. Now, something I would adore to see happen. So at the moment, Mashpo is working on the multiplayer aspect of this game. I would love it to be like the sort of multiplayer that Minecraft Bedrock Edition has, rather than Minecraft Java. And what I mean by that is that you can connect with friends and join their world through like what Bedrock shows, but in Java you kind of have to create a server and join to that server, and it's a little bit more complicated and expensive if you just want to hang out with your friends in Minecraft Java. So if Mashpo does do that, I don't know how easy it is, I don't know how simple it is or expensive or anything like that, but I think it would be great if you could create a lobby and then invite it, like have like a code that you could send to people for them to join, something along those lines, just to make it a little bit easier. And yeah, that's probably what's going to be the case, but I'm just putting it out there just in case it's not. Now, in terms of how fast this game is being made, honestly, I do not mind how fast it takes. I do not mind at all if Mash Pro only updates once every year or even every 2 years. I really don't mind. I really would like him to prioritize how he feels about this game over how we feel about this game. I would really like it for him to take his time. I would like it so if he's like a year and a half in and he kind of just doesn't feel motivated to update this game, kind of just wants to focus on some other game ideas for his YouTube channel or whatever, then I would really, really like it for him to do that, because I would like him to do what he wants rather than what the people want. That's like my number one priority. I really do believe in doing what you want rather than doing what the people want, but I do believe that he should at least have a proper finish to the game if he ever starts to feel bored. Like, I don't know, like polish it up and definitely release it in its full game before ever stopping. But I don't know, he might feel super passionate about it and might continue on it for like the next 2 or 3 years for all I know. But yeah, I would rather quality over quantity any day of the year. I would rather see a game that is bug free, that is lag free, that's really good performance, than a game that has quite a lot of bugs and quite laggy, but then it has a lot of content in it. So I definitely would prefer quality over quantity in terms of this matter. Now, I would like to see. Now, in terms of the story for this game, I would like to see an interesting story. Definitely, I would like to see, like, I don't know, a proper cutscene or just a way to actually have the story through the game, just for those who play the game and not actually have seen his first ever video on 40Miner. I would like there to be a cutscene or description of some sort. Like, I know there kind of is in the tutorial, but I don't know, where we are actually just like in our 3D world and put into our 4D world, or just something along the lines of that. And then there be an actual finish to it, like to finish the game you have to defeat the boss that is the guy that put you in here in the first place, or something on the lines of that. I would like to see that happen, but that's not going to happen until the far, far future, so I'm not really expecting that to happen in the next update. But I would, in a soon-ish sort of update, would like to see when you create a new world, like text just pop up saying the story, like you've been put in here by a 4D person or something on the lines of that. Like an actual description, obviously, not my random talking. Just for those players who are playing 40Miner without having seen the video or the tutorial, if it is in the tutorial. But yeah, I don't know. Now, probably the last thing I want to say. Oh, actually, I just thought of something. This isn't the last thing, but the sprinting was fixed in the previous update. You could go super fast. Now I'm sprinting right now. This is me walking. I still think it's pretty OP because there's literally no reason to ever walk unless you're precisely doing something, but in that sense you can just crouch. And yeah, I think it's cool how in crouching you can't fall off. I think you could have fallen off before in a previous update. I can't quite remember. But yeah, I'd like to have a proper sprinting meter, or just can't sprint forever sort of thing. I don't know, something on the lines of that. But yeah, anyway, so the final thing I want to say about this game is that it's truly amazing. Like, it really is. It's a 4D survival experience, which is super unique, and I don't think anyone's done this before, and it has great potential. Like, what I've seen in 40Miner is really cool as it is. I've already made like quite a lot of videos off of it, and yeah, I've also seen a couple of builds people have made, and it's just amazing what some people can do. Like, if you give people the right tools, they can really do anything. Like, I would not be surprised if someone somehow makes like a 10D game. I don't even know if that's possible, but just say it is. I wouldn't be surprised if there were tons of people out there who are committed to learn about it and then eventually understand it and build stuff. Like I think it would just be, I think it's just really amazing the sort of things people can do with this game, and I really do think that this game is just cool enough to give people the ability to show everyone what's happened. So yeah, that's pretty much all from me. That's my thoughts on the game so far. I'm really impressed with it. Like, you do not see a lot of games out there like this. Like, there are games out there that say that they want to do something, but then and then they do it at first, but then they quickly dip out because they get popular for a different reason. If this game ever gets popular for a reason it wasn't intentionally meant to, then I really, really do wish that it does not veer away. I really wish that it would stay in its course. Like, it has really big potential, and it's, I don't know, maybe I'm just saying the exact same thing over and over, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, thank you for listening to me just ramble on. I pretty much just said the first thing that came to my mind. There's probably a couple stuff that I missed on, but ultimately I just wanted you to listen to this. I really doubt anyone's going to watch the whole thing. It's probably going to be about 20 minutes of recording, maybe even like 25 minutes. I don't know. I pretty much talked the whole time, just a couple stuff that I can cut out. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, just because not only do I like talking about it, but I also really like reading you guys in the comments. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I'll see you later. Check out my other content, and I'll see ya.